A bright but cold and sunny afternoon greets both Leeds and Sheffield Eagles for this championship game here at Headingley. At the moment, only the Sheffield Eagles side out on the field. But to go through the two teams, the Leeds side, one or two surprises in it. Alan Tate at fullback, on the three-quarter line of Jim Fallon, Kevin Iro, Craig Innes and Francis Cummins. And the half-back pair, Tony Kemp and Graham Holroyd. Graham Holroyd making his first full appearance this season, so no Gary Schofield in the side. The forwards, Neil Harmon, Mick Shaw and Harvey Howard, the front row. James Lowes and George Manns, the second row, with Mike Forshaw at loose forward. And the substitute, Paul Cook, Barry McDermott, Gary Mercer and Nick Fozzard. And Leeds come out now to the cheers of the crowd. And Sheffield in their, so to call it, their away strip of green, or predominantly green, white and black. And they have Mark Gamson at fullback. And a newcomer wearing the number 2 shirt, Dakui Toga, a Fijian, making his debut. Linton Scott, Jean-Paul Garcia and Bright Sodji make up the three-quarter line, which appears to have a League of Nations appeal about it. The halfbacks are Dean Lawford and Mark Aston. And the forwards, the front row, Paul Broadbent, John Lawless and Danny McAllister. The second row, Andy Hay and Anthony Farrell, with Paul Carr at loose forward. The substitutes, Richard Price, Darren Turner, Michael Cook and Paul Dixon. And the two teams tossing up with Kevin Iro as the captain of Leeds in the absence of Gary Schofield. Referee having a word with them, Mr. Bates from Castleford, telling both sides what he wants during the game. Well, I should have thought he'd have been into the dressing room prior to this to inform both sides of what he expects this afternoon. Paul Broadbent, the captain of Sheffield Eagles, back in the side, and it's nice to see him back. Of course, one of those who played was in the England squad for the World Cup. And of course, Kevin Iro was in the New Zealand squad in the same tournament. So Leeds will kick off with the St Michael's Lane end at their backs. And the crowd, in a sense, are beginning to roar. The wind is more in favour of Sheffield. It's not as strong a wind as it was earlier this morning, but it is still there nevertheless. Will it have an important effect on this game? I don't know. So Leeds to kick off through Graham Holroyd. And there's immediately a knock on by Mark Aston. Possibly the wind just held that back a little. So already the wind has probably played a trick or two already. Holroyd to put the ball in. Ball out. Go Kemp. Craig Innes to run round to Kemp. Iro back into the midfield, coming left on the diagonal, but there's no way through there. The Sheffield tackling good on that occasion. Forshaw with the band round it, nearly gets out of the tackle of McAllister, and now Mick Shaw takes it on his own, zigzagging into within about 8 metres of the Sheffield line, and the game not a minute old. Holroyd, Innes can't get the ball away, surrounded by Sheffield players, about on the spot where the scrum formed. Barry McDermott looking for support on his right hand side, it's not there. Last one, Kemp puts a low kick in and collected by the Fijian. So that's his first touch of the ball in senior rugby league in this country, and at least he didn't drop it. Sheffield with Broadbent moving it out over the 20-metre line. Now Anthony Farrell, former Huddersfield player. John Lawless showing that he's probably as quick as Mick Shaw is, the Leeds hooker. Aston going to put a kick in. Tate just ambling across, waiting for the ball to roll into touch, which it does. So scrum 10 or 11 metres from the Leeds line. I just wonder if Tate would have been better picking that one up and trying to run it out. Might have made a little more ground. Holroyd puts the ball in. Francis Cummins, his first touch of the ball. Runs into the middle of the field. Kemp. In this ooh from the crowd, but it wasn't a high tackle, it was across the chest. Neil Harmon. Leeds coming off that win in the conditions which weren't at their best at Workington on Wednesday night. Shaw. Forshaw. James Lowes. Sheffield swarming to the tackle and keeping Leeds penned in their own half at the moment. Kemp. Ball high up in the air. And just holds it back. The Kuwait Toga takes the ball. Runs into the arms of Craig Innes. Fullback Mark Gamson up into the line. Dally McAllister makes a few yards, just makes into the Leeds for the field. Now Broadbent. And takes three Leeds players to bring him down. Full Carr gets rid of that ball beautifully. Now ball out onto the far side. Right, Sodji. He's not going to get to the Leeds line. Lawford puts a high kick in. Is that going to go dead? In fact, Cummins, the referee says Cummins touched it. Cummins looking round to see, well, did I touch it? But the referee making sure that Leeds have to drop out underneath their own post, so we can only assume that he did touch it. Kicked by Holroyd. Taken by Aston on that left-hand touchline. Trying to get into the Leeds defence, can't do it. And Sheffield at the moment are perhaps a little brighter than Leeds. Nobody in to tackle Lawless, so he makes as much ground as he can towards the lead line, and now it's Broadbent. Broadbent nearly loses. As he touched down, the referee says no. And that was a near thing.
Certainly was. He well set up by the Eagles from that dropout, and that should be 10 minutes in the bin there for Dean Lawford. Yes, he's right as a referee. We can't leave that stuff to soccer and the schoolboys, and Dean Lawford deserves his 10 minutes in the bin. But you're quite right, Stan, that was a good set-up, and just an inch away from scoring there, the Eagles under the post. Just couldn't control the ball. Paul Broadbent under severe pressure when he took it.
I think Lawless took it on, made as much ground as he could.
Yeah, good set-up. One down the left, then Lawless came to the post and a quick play of the ball, and the Eagles had plenty of men in the front line.
So Leeds, with the aid of that penalty, they wanted to take a quick tap on their 25er, but Lawless decided that they weren't going to. Carr goes in, who learnt his rugby in this country at Hunslet. Now Fallon down the outside, up to the fullback, a good tackle there by Gamson. And Fallon scored a try early on in last week's game, taking it on the outside. Now Holroyd, he's second through, he's got one man to beat, but it looks like a penalty. Was it a high tackle or did he drop the ball? Referee going to have words there, but I think if Holroyd had got the ball out to his left, there was men there, the try was on.
Yeah, classic Holroyd football, that stepping and keeping cool, sliding through the gap. He half got round Garcia, and Garcia had made a desperate lunge at him. It really wasn't an eye challenge, it wasn't a stiff arm in any way, but I think the referee's right in calling the penalty. It was eye contact.
A high enough tackle to give a penalty, probably not malicious enough for a sending off for a 10-minute.
No, I don't think there's anything malicious in it at all.
So Holroyd, who was in on that tackle, has recovered sufficiently to take the penalty kick.
Yes, there's no damage done, but what a fast game we have in rugby league now, Stan. Just a few seconds ago, Broadbent short of an inch of planting the ball under the post, then Leeds are up at the other end of the side, up at the other end of the field, almost scoring. You know, this game's non-stop now.
Well, that's how somebody, certainly the crowd will enjoy that. But Holroyd, after 7 minutes, gives Leeds a 2-0 lead with a penalty. So Graham Holroyd tags his first points of the season. He was the top goal kicker with Leeds last season. But of course, with not playing, it's been Paul Cook who's taken most of the kicks, and Francis Cummins. Francis Cummins has been successful on half a dozen. So Sheffield will kick off. A low kick. I don't know if that was intended. I have a feeling it wasn't, actually. At least it might have come off. Shaw, that long pass. Now Forshaw. Broadbent Carr into the tackle there. James Lowes. Also Vunslet. The ball comes out. Did that go forward? The referee says no. Might well have done, but play to the whistle. Craig Innes now. But Francis Cummins not able to escape. Linton stopped. George Mann, ball gone back again. Now Tate up in the line. There's Forshaw. That passed to Fallon, he had to wait for it. But then took it inside, now Hiro. Hiro puts a kick in. If it bounces, he's going to score. And it does, and he does. So within a minute, and as you say, that's how fast the game is. Yes,
Leeds brought the ball right up the length of the field in that set. They're fortunate in some circumstances, the ball on the ground twice in that movement. But classic Reeves Ludbury, keeping the ball alive and supporting, men taking the ball standing, then transferring it quickly. And superb pass really from Forshaw in a tight situation. So say again, Stan, sorry?
I don't think that Mark Aston meant that kick-off in that way.
Well, you never know, do you? You just don't know what goes on through Mark's mind sometimes.
No, that's true. Or even other players' minds. No. This is a longer kick. And Tate pushes it forward with his foot, which is okay, and then runs it across the front of the post. But a good tackle coming in by Garcia. Scooped up brilliantly by Kemp there. I can think of one or two players who have probably knocked it on at that occasion. Now James Lowes takes it out of the 20-metre area. Leeds, of course, playing in these colours, which is the centenary, Rugby League centenary colours. Reverting to their old colours, I think, during the Super League when it starts. George Mann gets it away to Innes. He's got one man to beat. He goes down the fullback, but he's got support there. Ball goes back. In fact, it touches a player, and Cummins picks it up. Going down the tackle, but Harman is going to score, backing up. And all that was 11 minutes gone. But Leeds was good old-fashioned man following the ball and backing up.
Yeah, brilliant play from Innes. Came off George Mann, an inch off his shoulder, coming at the right angle, the right line, completely split the defence, kept the ball alive. But again, Leeds fortunate in so much as the ball went to ground again. But Francis Cummins showing great skill here, picking the ball up, and again keeping alive. 2 or 3 tacklers he fended off, and got a great pass into Harman. And what good work by Harman, supporting the play over 70 metres. It won't be easy for people kicking into the wind.
Certainly not. A good crowd here at Adderley this afternoon. So Aston kicks off again. Now Leeds running it out through James Lowes. Met by the forwards. Double run there on the going left by Leeds, but they went right instead through Forshaw. Nearly caught the Sheffield defence unawares. Now George Mann again, who's playing tremendous rugby at the moment. Nick Shaw acting half-back. Neil Harman can't get through. And a good tackle there by Mark Aston on a big prop forward. Barry McDermott takes it on over the halfway. Guess what, did it? Thought so it might have come off a Sheffield hand, but the referee thought otherwise. And he's decreed that was a knock-on. And Sheffield chance for I think first time to touch the ball for some considerable time.
Absolutely, since before Leeds scored anyway.
Since they got down when Broadbent nearly scored at the underneath the post, which must be about 8 to 9 minutes ago. Paul Carr. He used to play in green because the Hunslet used to play in green as well.
So did South Sydney.
And South Sydney, his team he played in Australia. Miss McAllister out, and Andy Hay, former Castleford player. Lawless, no room. Thought he saw a gap, but it was immediately closed by Holroyd and Shaw. Carr. It's a ball away. McAllister looking for support. Gamson, but Gamson is tackled him almost immediately that he gets the ball. I suppose the idea would Broadbent trying to bring his other forwards in. McAllister, they've got to spin it. One thought that Carr was going to take a drop goal then, but he followed it up. Now, has he hurt himself again running against the board? But it was knocked dead by Jim Fallon for Carr. I think Fallon playing safe there. It might well have run dead before Carr, but better to be safe than sorry as far as Leeds concerned. It's 10-0. We've got a quarter of an hour on the clock. I thought that Broadbent might have gone for that. Obviously he wants that Gamson to pick it up and set it up from the halfway line. It's about 35 yards from the Leeds line, and Broadbent takes it on, for he's knocked down by George Mann. McAllister, and a good tackle coming in there from McDermott. Coming on the short side, but that looks... It's picked up by Innes, and now pick that up and the referee lets play go on. And that could have been disastrous for Sheffield there because they lost concentration.
Yes, Andy Hay, they seem to be not putting full application in, and we know Francis Cummins can go from that distance.
And now they pull Sodgy out, and Fallon is off down the touchline. Oh, stop, gets up, he's knocked down again. John Lawler's just managed to tap his ankles there. Now Leeds bring it on this side, a long pass. Ken through the gap, but he's not going to get the ball away there. Good tackles coming on. George Mann taking it up, puts a kick in. Gamson picks it up. The idea was good, the execution not so good as far as Leeds were concerned there. Dakutonga takes the ball away.
In top form today, Leeds are at the stand because we saw Cummins pick the ball up there and the ball was transferred immediately out to Jim Fallon, and only a last-ditch tackle, a great piece of cover work from John Lawless, brought Fallon down. So Leeds are really going on fighting on all cylinders today.
They are, and both sides attempting to play rugby as well, because 17 minutes gone and that's only the second penalty of the game. The ball lodged on the south stand roof away to my left, so that's a job for the groundsman to collect later on in the week. Unless one of my camera colleagues will walk along to get it, and I don't think they will. Sheffield running it out. McAllister. Lowe's and Harmon in at the tackle there. Sodgy in off his wing. I know Farrell, it's Farrell, the two coloured players look, when they're on the move, look very much similar, although Farrell is a lot taller, a lot more stocky. Oh, and a bad tackle there, George Mann, and a chance at Sheffield, but Tate goes in for the tackle, and he yells it. Has he got a try? The referee talking to the touch judge, and he's given the try, and that was Andy Hay. So 18 minutes, and Andy Hay, but that was a missed tackle there by George Mann, which let Sheffield in. But I suppose you've got to take those chances. If you don't take chances like that when they're presented against Leeds, you're not going to get points.
No, but that was a great try from Andy Hay. He had men outside him. He decided the best option was to go himself. The man outside was marked. He had a man with him and went for the line, and had enough presence of mind not to move his arm. Had he have moved his arm, then the referee or the linesman would have called double movement. But Andy Hay kept his patience and just waited till the line came and just plonked the ball down. So great work by Andy Hay. That's brought the game alive again. But it looks like it's shaping up for one of those games, Stan.
Well, I think defence on both sides really have tightened a little in this new competition, in the new championship. Not going to be like Cullenders, I don't think, today. Sheffield with Paul Carr, who certainly altered his hairstyle since he played with Hunslet. I don't realise he had a haircut like that, certainly when he played down at Ellen Road, because that's where Hunslet did play then. McAllister taking it up to the Leeds defence, trying to get through the first lot of tacklers, unable to do so. Has to put a kick in, charge down. Oh, is that going to go into touch? We're going to wait and see. So we're back to 6 again. Garcia running infield. They're not making much forward progress now. Farrell turns, wants to get a pass out, but fine Kemp had gone round the other side to block off that route. Broadbent, who's working very hard. Another tackle. And Kemp having a word with Kemp.
I think it's unfortunate there, Tony Kemp. He went into Broadbent, chest on. He didn't make, for me, any eye contact. He took a big knock from Paul Broadbent, who sat him on his backside, and he copped a penalty as well.
Well, that's the luck of the game. Or the unluck of the game. Broadbent now. And they're using Broadbent a lot to try and weaken Leeds on the tackling. Lawless zigzagging his way through. He's like sure he can get it this way and that. Aston now, is that a penalty? That'll be a penalty. So is it going to be a sin binning? No. But they're going to take a penalty. I think they're going to take a kick at goal. I think some of his colleagues wanted him to run the ball, but I have a feeling get points on the board at this early stage.
Well, with the win, yes, and certainly within Mark Aston's range, should have no problems with that. Take the 2 points and go, yeah, get within 4 points. Plenty of time yet, Stan.
Yeah, 21 minutes, 1:22 now. Just ticks over as I looked at the electronic scoreboard. The sun slowly setting to the left of the Headingley ground, and most of the play is in shadow, only on the bits on the far side by the main stand. As Aston attempts to get the scores back to 10 points to 6, and he does quite easily. So Mark Aston's penalty goal in 22 minutes makes it 10-6. And this will make Leeds perhaps think that it's not going to be easy after going 10-0 up in 11 minutes. Holroyd will kick off. Kicks it low. And now Sheffield begin their run out and to clear their defensive lines. Broadbent took that on, and then to McAllister. So the two prop forwards immediately trying to make inroads. Carr gets through Iro, but is unable to shake off Fallon. Aston, Farrell. The referee making sure Leeds get that back the required distance. That was Lawless. So there'll be a kick coming in, and the ball goes to Aston, who high into the sky, taken by Fallon. So can't get out of the tackle, well held by Lawford. Now Leeds coming this way with Tate. Garcia. Crowd wanting a penalty there, perhaps for flopping, but the referee was busy getting Sheffield players back anyway. Shaw just makes about 4 or 5 yards. George Mann, that's in half back this time. For Shaw. Already up to the 5th tackle. So the kick will come in now. Ball in. Ball turns back inside, and Sodji has to pick it up. Runs in field. and just makes it up to the 20-metre line. And there's a knock on there by the Fijian, the Kiwitoga, and he kicks the ball away, and the referee might have a word with that. In the old days, there would have probably been a penalty given on that.
Well, I don't think so. I mean, sometimes if the referee awards a penalty and then the player throws the ball away, that's, you know, you can understand punishment for that, but just frustration from the guy.
So Craig Innes trying setting Leeds up on the attack. Kemp, Holroyd, he drops the ball, and Sheffield have been caught offside. So Leeds get a penalty. 10 metres from the line, about 20 metres in from the touchline, and the crowd booing a little, hoping that Leeds would perhaps run it. But Kevin Iro, captain A, signals Holroyd to take a kick at goal. So the sand pile comes out.
That's about the 4th time in 2 games that Garcia's been caught offside in situations like that. You just can't get away with it in British Rugby League anymore, can you, Stan? I mean, in France perhaps you can, but you can't linger about out wide and hope the referee won't pick it up.
That's true. Maybe it goes on in Perpignan, on Saint-Estève and places down in the south of France. It doesn't go up in the north of England. Holroyd steadying himself. Kicks the ball up. The flags go up and the cheers indicate that that was successful. So 12 points to 6. So Graham Holroyd and Huddersfield, of course. Picked up by James Lowes. That one bounces kindly for him, and he makes it up nearly to the 20-metre line. Dixon in on the tackle there. Forshaw takes it out of the Leeds defensive quarter. Harmon breaks Dixon's tackle but can't break Broadbent and Anthony Farrell. Nearly to the halfway line with Shaw. McDermott. Oh. And I think he got a slap at the side of the face there. I don't think it was that. I think it was more of a slap, wasn't it?
Well, it was a slap, but it was silly play from Paul Dixon. He obviously intended to make Harvey Howard realise his presence. And I thought, silly play from Dixon.
Holroyd has put that into touch. From about 30 metres from the line. Harmon takes it on. Signals going out by several of these players in midfield. But McDermott, he's going to make as much yardage as he can towards the Eagles line. Holroyd shapes to go to the left and takes it right. George Mann, knocked down by Anthony Farrell and clung on by Broadbent. The gap there. Takes it on now, Lowes. He's not going to go far. Shaw over the top of his first line of players, but it's picked up. Well, he's Iro. I think the referee ran him. I think Iro ran straight into the player there. But he goes on to make the tackle. Lawford tries to sidestep his way out of. Sidesteps one tackle but not another. Carr. Garcia wanting a penalty there. Dixon. McDermott. Dixon has a few words with him after that tackle. And they're going late. Is it going into touch? Cummins and Tate let it bounce into touch. But I think a few words spoken out there then.
Yes, Howard and Dixon, old teammates of course, and just having one or two words with each other, just asking whether they've been to Mass this morning.
Yes, I'm saying McDermott, of course he substituted, it's Harvey Howard. And he doesn't look fully match fit, but I bet Dean Bell would correct me on that. Leeds win that one. And it nearly gets through. I think that the centre there, Linton Stott, just held onto his jersey long enough for a tackle to be effected. Long ball out to Fallon. The ball does go back, and he dives on it. The referee says it does go back. Now here comes Iro. There's nobody there to help Iro. Struggles to his feet. Now Craig Innes. But the tackle of Sheffield has been very keen, and they're making their presence felt. Harvey Howard gets away one-handed backwards. Now George Mann. Cummins, and that will be a knock-on, I imagine. And the referee agrees. Tate says it wasn't, but I think the referee was correct on that. Definitely correct. So Leeds will be under pressure now. Sheffield should win the head and ball, which they do. Win the ball well. And the Fijian not going far. Ashton to Lawless has got men with him. Decides to go on his own. I think a pass out to Garcia might have made a little more dividends then, but it didn't. It gets through in this time. Aside, Sodgy's standing still, but he's one of these players who can make good acceleration from a standing start, rather like Alan Hardesty used to be for Castleford and Leeds. Dixon, but miss out Dixon. That was a good ploy there by Sheffield, and bringing Andy Hay into play. Now then, Aston might have gone through. Dixon's not going to get through on that occasion. There's going to be a kick, knock on. So there'll be a scrum 10 metres on the line. So Sheffield putting a little pressure on to try and get some more points.
Yes, Mark Aston beginning to direct play very well, calling all the moves, moving the ball about with good purpose, bringing his forwards onto the ball. So we might see Eagles coming up with a couple of points.
Well, we don't know. There's Stott trying to go through the gap there. And the Dakiwituga on his far wing. Garcia thrown back from the line. Took that well, did the standoff Lawford. Still 10 metres out. Aston. Farrell. There's a gap there, but there's nobody on. He can't use it, and there's nobody on his right hand side to pass the ball to. Now there's a kick coming in. And the referee has signalled a knock-on. He was waiting to see if Leeds had got any advantage there. There was no advantage behind your own line, is there?
Well, I don't think so. No, I can't see what advantage there would have been to Leeds. But he's called it back anyway. He's done the right thing. Oh, it's one to Sheffield.
Well, he's obviously given the first one. So Sheffield attempt. So Leeds have now got to weather another storm now. There's a slip there by Tate, but it seemed to put off Lawford more than anything. Broadbent can't make it to the line. Looking for support. There's a gap there. Another have to hold him over the line on his back. Be interesting to see. Referee says no. Play the ball. Farrell says no. So we go to a tap. So Leeds weather that storm.
Yes, great work though from Anthony Farrell there. He pushed his way through 5 Leeds defenders, but unfortunately again, like Broadbent, just couldn't ground the ball. So Leeds, good line defence.
Good line defence, and Sheffield must be wondering, well, can we break through again? Now Harvey Howard didn't quite take that at his full speed, otherwise he might have broken that tackle. Shaw, a good tackle there by Carr, very alive to the situation. Holroyd kicks, chases. Referee waves play on. Dixon did turn his back on the play there. So Sheffield set another attack up. Broadbent got Tate to beat. Tate goes high. Throw of Hansmart up in the air by Stott, but there was no way that Broadbent could get rid of the ball on that occasion. So Leeds have got to weather another Sheffield storm. Dixon, it's probably a good job that one of the backs weren't in there. It was a forward instead. Now here comes this hooker. It's Gamson, I should say. Look very much alike, they both got helmets on. But Gamson up in the line, and that was good running. Last one. The chance here, it's for Dixon. Leeds left a gap there, and Dixon took full, shall we say, he made it pay.
Certainly did. Good hands from Mark Aston. The Leeds defence doing exceptionally well. Again, line defence stopping men right inches from the line. But the defence then rushing out a little bit too quick, chasing shadows. Quick hands from Aston found Dixon in a load of space. All the Leeds defence had melted away. So that's good work from the Eagles, and what a great setup there from Paul Broadbent.
And sets it all up for the second half. The referee signifies that his stop the watch. Start signals timekeepers have started again as Aston attempts to make this. Well, this should be from the correct side for a right-footed kicker, so he should be able to use the wind and drift it into the post, and the flags indicate that he does successfully. So Mark Aston's second goal ties the scores up, adding the conversion points onto Paul Dixon's try. So they'll be looking now at Leeds to tighten defence at 12 all, having gone 10-0 up after 11 minutes. A long kick, Holroyd. And that was a good kick. And Broadbent runs it out, and he's really motoring where he gets to down, and Harvey Howard and Nick Shaw bring him down. The Kuitoga takes it on. Now Carr trying to step his way through, can't. Aston to Gamson, and I think it was Gamson coming up into the line which really set up the position for that try, because he made the extra man up there. Kick over the top of number 14, and Paul Cook is on, and it looks like Jim Fallon has gone off. So Cook, who can play wing and full back, is out there. And he takes the ball first time. But Sheffield swarm into the tackle. Iro. That's over now. Innes and Broadbent. Caught by number 11, and that was Andy Hay. Claiming that number 6 Lawford was off the mark, and a penalty there. Referee having a word with Andy Hay. I thought the penalty might have been given against Dean Lawford for moving off the mark before the ball was played, but nevertheless the referee saw something else. Harmon. Linton bravely stops him. In fact, Stott, probably the referee that missed that. He went for Shaw after Shaw had passed the ball. He might have had a word, the referee might have had a word if he'd have seen him, but nobody did. Now Leeds, here comes number 11, James Lowes, and he's taking Broadbent on. There's not many players take Broadbent on like that, and it's knocked on. Or was it knocked out of his hands? We're going to see what happens. Certainly the Sheffield Eagles players are getting back, but he's given a penalty, and I think the ball probably assisted out of his hands there. So right underneath the post, virtually on half-time. It's pretty obvious that Leeds will take the penalty kick. And Holroyd and Aston had quite a sharp word. I think it was Farrell who was in on that, and Aston had quite a sharp word with him, which is good captaincy, isn't it?
Yes, although it's Paul Broadbent, there's a captain, I believe.
Is it Paul Broadbent, the captain? But really, Aston is taking it on. Yes, Broadbent did go to the toss-up, but Aston wasn't pleased with Farrell there.
No, not short of a word or two, Mark Aston, like all good scrum halves.
Well, that's true. So, Holroyd will put Leeds back in front, and duly does so at 14-12. And Holroyd's... And there goes a hooter. So right on half-time, Holroyd gives Leeds a lead. They went 10-0 up in the early stages. Sheffield fought back to make it 12-all before Holroyd's penalty kick on half-time has given Leeds that vital lead. The win to come in the second half in their favour. So at half-time at Headingley, Leeds 14, Sheffield Eagles 12.
So welcome back for the second half as Mark Aston gets us away. 14-12 Leeds lead, which is a good score really for the Eagles. It looked as though at one bit stand that Leeds were going to swamp them.
Yes, I think they came in for a bit of a surprise, did Leeds, and Sheffield tightened the game up.
Certainly did. That's swinging arm there from Andy A. Referee didn't call it, he has done now. Good refereeing. Good refereeing from Mr. Bates. Yep, calling eye contact, allowed the advantage, no advantage accrued, and brought them back for the penalty. Well, that's nice to see, Stan.
Yeah, and as far as I can see, there's no changes to either side. Dixon is still on for Sheffield, and no other changes for Leeds. Cook is still on for Leeds.
So Howard takes the first one in. Harmon comes across, nice little combination from Harmon and Laws. The Eagles used to use that themselves, and here it comes again, switch play. Innes, this time gets rid of Dean Lawford, strong man Innes. He's brought down by Dak. I'm not going to go through his full name. This is Kemp. Kemp turns it inside to Harmon, big run from Harmon, good defence, Lawford and Carr. Holroyd looking to offload, almost steps Anthony Farrell last tackle. Eagles back to their own line. Kemp looking for that teaser. It's a beautiful little ball that Kemp's played. Innes desperately trying to get rid of the ball, and doing so loses it. Paul Carr comes up with it. So Dakui Toga, I won't try to pronounce that again this afternoon. Doing good work there in defence. We'll have to find a nickname for that guy. Lawless coming away with the ball well. Both these young hookers look at, you know, similar styles of play, Stan.
Yes, that's it. They're both looking to make play, not only for themselves but for other people as well. And it's great to see they're not frightened to take other players on.
No, both sharp away from acting half-back. Both being brought up. Develop the football with the 10 in the 10-metre rule and make good use of it. And that's not a good kick from the Eagles. Kemp will restart on his 20. And Cummins takes the first ball, and he's brought down by Stott. George Mann. Lawless taking him up then. And again, this time Shaw. That's good running from Shaw. Nice acceleration into the gap. Direct running. Sets Leeds up. Harvey Howard comes in, takes the next one, gets off to Tate. Tate to Laws. Laws looking for support. Oh, and that's a good pass. And this time, Paul Cook knocks on. Oh dear. Oh, play on, says the referee. Well, if that wasn't a knock on, there'll never be another stand.
No, he's waved play on as well, and given Leeds back to 6 tackles again.
So, under severe pressure now, the Eagles. Kent floats one out to Innes, plays it off the ground, onto Iro. George Mann, this is Leeds at their best when they open up. Can they hold out the Eagles? Forshaw, Iro, good position for him. Innes comes inside. Drives on with those legs, keeps upright, but he's held back by the Eagles' defence. Innes holding his hands up, I think he wants to go to the toilet. Here goes Kent. All right, looking into the space, under pressure Soji, deals with it well. Good play, Leeds.
Yeah, they couldn't get the ball over the top of the Eagles' defence. There's too many players. There could have been an interception, so the little kick was put in, a teaser, but nevertheless the Eagles' defence managed to kick it dead, and Leeds get a chance to get the ball back, of course, from this dropout underneath the Eagles' post.
This will be the 3rd set in succession. So 4 minutes into the second half, Forshaw runs the ball back to the post, tackled just 25 metres out. Howard comes, has a go, moves the ball forward again, sets play up. Leeds going left again. No, it's a switch from Allroyd. Mann's inside, Kent. Oh, Handy had spotted that. Well, I spotted that from this distance, so it was a bit of a telegraph.
Yes, it probably was, but the idea was good to keep the ball alive and keep the ball moving.
Yeah, you can't work every time. You have to keep trying. So that's relief at last for the Eagles. Dixon. And that typical running style of Dixon's, low and hard. Walker looking for support, finds Lawless gets good work from Lawless, excellent work. Oh, just couldn't keep his feet. He had Lawford on his right and Carr on his left. Ashton now to Hay on to Stott can't get away from Innes. So good football from both sides not making many mistakes, handling well. Tate takes a good high kick from Ashton, and good chase from Lawford. Lawford though can't bring Francis Cummins down. Eventually it's Anthony Farrell who brings Cummins down. And it's Anthony Farrell, good work again in marker defence, shut Tate down. Harmon. Well, both Leeds props today, Harmon and Howard, have made good ground. And again Shaw's just spotted somebody having a Woodbine in marker defence. You have to keep your eyes on Shaw. That's all right. Deep into Eagles territory. Chance for Soji to run. And a good chase from Howard and James Lowes. And we have Paul Carr receiving treatment in back play. Well, he's back up. We're getting into the line any minute. Dixon. Good tackle from Harmon. No, I'm sorry, it was Forshaw. Here's Broadbent winding up. Oh, he hits that line well. Well, both sides playing the ball extremely quickly. It's Lawford with a chance to run. First time he's had a sortie today, Lawford. Last tackle. Leeds spread on the last. Lawless. Well, Aston playing his own kick. Mr. Bates says play on now. There's an advantage there, and I'm not sure that Leeds wouldn't have preferred to be strumming down in that position rather than having Tate playing the ball.
Well, maybe so, but it would have been about in the same place. So at least they've just lost a tackle, haven't they?
Holroyd feeds Forshaw. Good tackle underneath from Broadbent. Mr. Bates keeping both sides well back today. Oh, nice step from Mann. Good cover from Paul Dixon. Laws has spotted a hole, and again Dixon covering the hole, and a swinging arm from Dixon, on Laws, and again Paul Dixon. Spoiling good work, really. Just can't resist having a dig, Paul. And this puts the Eagles back under pressure. So it's a very open game, Stan, very, very quick.
Yeah, and I think both sets of supporters must be enjoying it. At first, the referee then signified it was a tackle across the chest and then changed his mind.
So, Leeds with, again, Howard and Laws working the ball tight. Mann coming on the angle from the half-back. Tackled 10 metres from the posts. Shaw, quick and elusive. Both these hookers have had big games. Allroyd looking for the inside man, who's Tate. Tate trying to keep alive, finds Allroyd again. Innes comes inside. This time it's Cook. Cook can't get away from Aston. Well, he does so, he gets a good pass. His chances for Iro. Iro steps in. Iro looking for support, finds it in Laws. Laws desperate to get the ball away. Eagles desperate to deck in. Last tackle, good scrambling defence from the Eagles. Good scrambling defence. Kemp under pressure. This is Iro, last tackle, gets one to Kemp. Will Kemp tow it? No, hands it. And this is a chance now for the Fijian Dak. Well, good cover from Kemp. Good work from the Eagles, good defence.
Well, I thought Leeds missed the chance there. I thought Allroyd might have gone himself. Instead of going to the post, he came to the right-hand side, and that chance was lost. So possibly good tackling by the Eagles and bad attack by Leeds on that occasion.
Yep. Feeds Garcia. Garcia testing the line. Oh, he's gone without the ball. And Garcia saying the ball was dragged, but play on, says Mr. Bates. Innes. Ten minutes into the second half, Leeds still leads by 2 points. Harmon almost breaks the line, but a good tackle from Lawford underneath. Allroyd as Forshaw turns him inside. Forshaw looking to develop the ball, gets one eventually to Cummins. Again, good scrambling defence from the Eagles. But how long can they stand this pressure? It's been almost constant Leeds pressure. We've got Mercer on, and I'll let you know, we've got Mercer and McDermott on the field. We didn't see the changes. Kemp, last tackle, Tate, Iro into Tate. Good cover from Anthony Farrell. Tate gets back on his feet. Oh, good scrambling defence from the Eagles. I mean, Leeds are throwing the ball about with abandon.
Yeah, I thought Iro might have put a kick in there instead of giving it back to Tate, actually. Might have paid dividends because Cook was on his outside and could have chased the ball into the corner.
So, game finally balanced, only 2 points in it. Leeds, Andy A almost losing the ball, gets one to Lawford trying to step, but just pops a little one off to Carr. This is Lawless. Only 2 players having trouble with the footing, but it's unusually soft, this Headingley turf. Oh, nice work from Lawford. Kept his head, put his old run down a blind alley. Came back, reversed, and made good yards. Aston, Anthony Farrell. Good tackle from Mann. Last tackle now. Aston. Puts it deep. Cook will have to play the ball. Oh, good chase from Garcia and from Sodji. Good effort. Man never down, tackle never completed. And you'd have to say, you'd have to be unhappy with Paul Cook there. Didn't put top effort in.
Now I think he should have dropped with the ball to the floor there, with two attackers coming to him.
But he came into the tackle very easy, didn't put full effort in, didn't put full weight in when he was carrying the ball. That made it easy for the tacklers. So Eagles, good position, the best position of the half. Aston spreads the ball. Gamson, chances. Stott. Good cover from Innes. Leeds defence sliding well and picking men up, counting well. Here comes Dak. Has a smell of the whitewash. Tackle. A metre short. Eagles stacking deep on their left. Oh, it's a sneak. Oh, it's a try from Lawless. Great try. Well, he's threatened that the whole afternoon. Both hookers have been prominent. That's good play from the Eagles. And were I one of the Leeds coaches, I'd be scratching my head now, wondering why Paul Cook didn't put top effort in when he recovered the ball. The ball carriers often see that, spot that, and go into it. I've noticed today, several times this season though, Stan, particularly at Headingley, while most of the grounds are solid, Headingley has a nice soft feel to it. So the Eagles go into the lead. All done so very quickly now. We have Mercer and McDermott on for Leeds, and McAllister back on for the Eagles. Oh, break from Paul Carr, good bust from Paul Carr, desperate tackle from Forshaw. Again, Lawless picking up, going forward, that's good work from the Eagles. Stacking deep on the right, Lawford fancies a sortie, steps, he's got men with him, can't get the ball through. Last tackle. Good incisive work from the Eagles, direct. Mark Aston fancies a drop, that's a point. Good work from the Eagles. Paul Carr making the initial bust, and again Lawless having a big influence on the game.
Yeah, that's true. I knew that Mark Aston would go for a drop goal there. The position he'd taken up in midfield on the 20-metre line.
Yes, he fancied a point there, Mark Aston. Eagles stretch the lead to 5 points. 19-14, the Eagles lead. .25 minutes of the game remaining. Paul Carr has a sortie on the blind side. McAllister. Well, it's bad ball control from McAllister, has complained to the referee. A really bad ball control. Chance now for Leeds. Innes around the air. Arms flying all over the place. Well, look like two octopuses making love then, Stan. Yeah,
I have a feeling Leeds are getting a penalty here. I think Dixon was unnecessarily in on it on that occasion. I don't think... Hey, I wouldn't, but Dixon came in as probably a third man on it, and I wonder if the referee's going to have a word with him. But Innes, I mean, he didn't go down in the tackle, so the Leeds Sheffield players were entitled to still going to try and fake the tackle, weren't they?
But Innes's free arm was flailing away too. You're not allowed to flail with your arm at defenders. You can straight arm them and push them off, but you can't swing at them. And it looks Leeds have come up with a penalty. Well, I wouldn't dispute with the referee. Difficult one to call that. Difficult one to sort out. Arman, big run from Arman. Good tackle from McAllister underneath. McDermott with his first touch of the ball. Gets through Lawless. Good defence from the Eagles. Anthony Farrell and Gamson. Standing deep now Leeds. Holroyd developing the ball. Lovely ball inside to Cook. Cook steps, goes in. Good tackle Dixon. Iro with a chance. Iro gets rid of Sodji. Oh, Paul Carr smashes him down. Eagles defending desperately. Leeds stacking D on their left now. Long ball to Kemp. They have the numbers. Man, Innes, Cook, Cummins, great try Leeds. Classic football stand from Leeds.
Well, I think it was on direct at the time that Leeds decided to move the ball quickly to the left, because Sheffield were really stretched. Most of their players were on the right-hand side, on the Sheffield left, and Leeds quickly took it to their left and the Sheffield right, and Sheffield were wanting on that side of the field.
Yeah, for me, it's the team that gets the lion's share of possession this last 20 minutes will take the points.
And also the team which can complete the set of 6 with the ball.
Certainly. Mark Aston puts the ball deep. Kemp hangs on to Cook. Cook brings the ball into the front of the post, and good challenge from Dixon and Gary Mercer. Gary Mercer drifting across field, eventually tackled by Stott. So the Eagles have made a change. Well, that's McDermott throwing the ball away to Shaw. Shaw finds Allroyd. Allroyd, lovely play from Allroyd. Allroyd then had 3 men round him, a little jink, a straight arm, and he cleared the men. Good tackle from Richard Price. Armand keeps alive. The tempo of the game picking up now. Allroyd kicking deep. George Mann on the chase. That's a perfectly weighted kick. My dear, my word, great running from Francis and George Mann. And under severe pressure here, the Eagles. That's good work from Leeds. Well, that's good work from Leeds.
That's good defensive work by Leeds and Sheffield. I think that kick, Gamson seemed to wait for it a little and probably going to, instead of trying to take it on the full a bit more and perhaps take it chest high and run it out. And, well, Cummins came from nowhere, didn't he?
Cummins and George Mann both arrived together. That's great work from George Mann. Good kick from Allroyd, perfectly weighted. Right into the corner. And early in the tackle count too. So the winger wasn't back to give Gamson a lift. So Leeds now. As Mercer juggles with that one. Tackle on the Eagles 20. Switch play, Allroyd to Kemp. Kemp, well, looking for Forshaw inside. Wasn't there, improvised well. Serves Innes. Almost barging through Stott, but Stott clung on desperately. Mercer again. Well, Mercer, I don't know if he's doing that on purpose. Well, Mark Aston there falling for the 5-card trick from Mercer. And a yellow card for Mark Aston. Well, Mark Aston, I think, fell for the 5. It was old man there by Mercer. Mercer again, just swinging a loose arm while he was being tackled. Mark Aston losing his rag and showing out to the referee.
Well, this could be vital against Sheffield, couldn't it? Losing the man who has set up most of their attacks and has been probably the inspiration behind them since his return from Featherstone Rovers.
Yes, that's a big blow for the Eagles. Not only will Allroyd, not only will Cook probably put them a point in front, but the Eagles, as Stan says, will lose the fulcrum of their attack. Directed play well. Mark Aston today. So with Mark Aston off and Paul Broadbent, that's the question of who takes over the captaincy. Probably Paul Carr. So 15 minutes to the final hooter, and that looked anything but a kick from Paul Cook, and that's a let-off for the Eagles, although they have another set to defend. As I was just saying, the last time Leeds scored, Stan, it's the team that has the lion's share of possession, and it's been Leeds.
That's true. They're going to get possession back now. Admittedly, it's going to be in their own half. They're going to start it, but they've shown that they can score from their own half of the field, and Sheffield have also done so as well this afternoon.
So, Eagles in front by a point, 19 points to 18. McDermott, good strong run from McDermott. Excellent play. That's prop forward play at its best. Kent now with chances. Leeds have the men. Here come the cavalry. Mercer, it is. Oh, great work from the Eagles. Desperate defence. Stott and Dack in on the tackling. And again, Eagles hold the man out. Last tackle. What will Leeds do? Stood deep. Well, they made a pig's ear of that. Garcia doesn't collect the ball, but it's a mishandle anyway, and that's relief for the Eagles. Well, it's a great game of rugby league.
Well, it is going backwards and forwards now. Sheffield, of course, I don't think Leeds seem to run out of room on that side of the field when Innes got the ball, because Cummins had to come inside, and Innes wasn't in a position to give him the ball back.
And just perhaps that Mercer was in just one man too many. And perhaps Mercer could have dropped out and let Innes have the ball a little bit quicker. So the Eagles bringing the ball away from their own quarters. They've done most of this half. Leeds at the best of the position as Richard Price looking to develop the ball, trying to get the Fijian debutant away. Lawless goes high. Well, take coming for this. Oh, great take from Alan Tate. Good chase from Sodji. Cook looking for Iro. Feeds Iro. Iro steps, straightens. Good tackle underneath from Paul Dixon. Mercer. Surging run from Mercer. Leeds full of running. But they haven't had much defending to do this half. Forshaw. Good tackle, McAllister. Kemp looking inside for Arman. Decides nothing on, holds the ball. That's untidy. Last tackle. Shaw goes. Oh, that's good work from Shaw. Somebody went to sleep in marker defence at acting half-back. And a great tackle from McAllister. And Shaw not releasing the ball. That has to be 10 minutes in the bin. I think he's disappointed, Shaw. He saw the whitewash looming up, but a great tackle brought him down. Yeah, McAllister showed unexpected pace there to get back to tackling, didn't he? And I think that was the Sheffield saver there. I think McAllister can say that he probably saved a Sheffield try, or a Leeds try, and saved the Sheffield line from being breached again. Yeah. Perhaps young Shaw didn't realise it was the sixth tackle, and was reluctant to hand the ball over to the Sheffield player. As Fozzard changes with Arman. Arman had a good game today. And we have, well, it's a penalty. Well, I find it strange that a referee, I think Mr. Bates, by the way, has had a great game today, but I find it strange that he should spend so much time talking to players than award a penalty against Leeds. Well, yeah, it was strange. I thought he was going to give a scrum down at one stage, but at least Sheffield have got the ball now. Certainly have. But still, bringing the ball away from their own quarter. Only been up into Leeds' 20 once and picked 6 points up when they did. And that's it. Anthony Farrell. Well, Lawford's got to step in and take control here. Mark Aston missing. And Anthony Farrell called for not playing the ball correctly. Leeds at the moment have not made this extra man count, have they? No, but you can see when the Eagles have had the ball, a lot of their ideas, when Mark Aston's not there, they just don't see anybody taking charge and setting the ball up. It's been one-man rugby, which makes it easy for Leeds to defend. So then Leeds get the ball back, they're full of running. The Eagles have got to move the ball about when they're in possession. McDermott gets the pass off to Innes. Innes looking for a way through. Allroyd, stacked deep on this side, Leeds. Allroyd, onto Iro, that's a great ball. Iro dummies, then eventually finds Tate. Tate goes through to Cook. That was never a try. Oh well, it was a try. Great try as it turns out. I thought Paul Cook had dropped it before he hit the line. We'll just have a look on the replay. I don't know what your thoughts, Sam.
I thought I didn't think he got pressure down on the ball. I don't think he dropped it. I think the corner flag was touched by one of the Sheffield players. Yeah. But really, I think the touch was right on the line there. And I think you'll find that he did get the ball down without going in. I thought he might have gone touch and goal, but he didn't.
So Leeds, with 8 minutes of the game remaining, take a 3-point lead, 22 points to 19.
I think Aston's got about another minute or so to serve and he'll be back on.
And as we say that, Mark Aston just warming up from the bench while he's been told to sit back down again by the official. As Lawford restarts. Forshaw. And Leeds had an abundance of pressure and possession then, Stan, leading up to that try. Oh, McDermott. Well, they must practice that, Leeds, because Mercer's done that several times. And that's untidy play from McDermott. Didn't play the ball tidily. Mark Aston anxious to get back on. Just waiting for the call. And the Eagles are playing without a scrum half at the moment. As Richard Price goes. Well, I'm saying that Lawford ought to, of course, Lawford's gone off. I was saying that Lawford's got to come in and take charge, and he actually went off the field when Richard Price came on, so I have to apologise to Dean Lawford for that. Somebody should have gone in and taken first man, though. Again, Lawless setting position up well again. Eagles, only the second time they've been in this position. Danger for Leeds. Anthony Farrell, switch play, Mark Aston's back on. Ast gets it off to Price. Price twisting and turning, sets the position up. 8 metres from the posts. Last tackle. Can the Eagles maintain possession? Oh yes, it's through. Oh, good tackle, but it's over. And it's a try for the Eagles. Great play from Aston and Hay. And it looked as though Tate had made the tackle, Stan, but Hay must have got the ball clear to get it down.
Yeah, obviously so. I think Tate tried to spread himself under the body so he could get the so he couldn't get the ball down, but obviously he just managed to get it out and down onto the ground.
And a great roar from this south stand side, cheering, urging the fan, urging their favourites on.
So that's Andy Hayes' second try this afternoon, and he's repaying some of the fee that was paid to Castleford.
Yeah, he's finding his way into the lead, into the Eagles' pattern, and he's played well. He's been injured most of the season, and that's untidy work from Richard Price. Been injured most of the season, but when he's got over his injury, he's played well. So the Eagles, 4 minutes of the game remaining. As Anthony Farrell busts away. Great work, Anthony Farrell. Anthony Farrell setting Tate up. Oh, he's got past Tate, he's set him up wonderfully. He's going all the way. What a try from an international player. He had 3 men in support though. Great try, Anthony Farrell. Well, he'll remember that for a long, long time. And the Eagles, you can see the jubilation of the Eagles players as the Eagles now go into a 5-point lead with just 3 minutes remaining. As Anthony Farrell brought that ball to the line, Stan, you could see he was just happy to take the tackle, but finding his form again. So Mark Aston looks good, and it's just short. It's unusual for Aston for them not to reach.
It's unusual for things to be short, aren't they, goal kickers of Aston's class, as you say.
So this time Richard Price takes it on the full, and the Eagles with a 5-point lead. Those 2 points would have been vital, and today's attendance 11,581, which is not a bad figure really for Leeds, as Lawless comes running the ball across the line, just eating the clock up, dragging Leeds' defence across. Paul Carr tackled by Iro, and lots of Leeds fans now streaming out of the ground. I never did that. When I paid my money, I always wanted the full 80-minute stand. The ball goes to Aston. Aston will be looking to the line. We'll be happy to scrummage. As Sodji comes up with a chase. Oh, great chase from the Eagles. 3, 6, 8 men up in that chase, and a great tackle from Dixon. Well, it's not Dixon. It's Turner, I believe it was Turner. Turner's made this back on. Is on the field for the first time. Oh, it's not Turner. It's Mick Cook. Right. So here comes Innes. Mick Cook doing what he does best, bringing ball carriers down. Who to do any time. McDermott looking to offload. Good tackle again by Mick Cook. Kemp gets the ball to Iro. Good tackle by Sodji. That's the way to bring Iro down. You have to go underneath. Kemp steps, Mick Cook loses the ball. Play on. Eagles recover the ball, and we'll be happy to play this set out. If they play this set out, I think I've got the point stamp.
Yeah, I would say so. Depends if they don't lose the ball. I would say that you're on about Mark Aston all the time. I think Paul Carr's had a great game. He would be my Sheffield man of the match because he's done a lot of work in the loose.
Well, Paul Carr can win the man of the match every time he goes on the field. He does so much work, and you're right. He's on the ball. The ball was on the ground then. He was down on it very quickly. He's always in the thick of the tackling. He carries the ball up to the line, gets some good ball away to his support players. Mick Cook.
I think there's going to be a drop goal coming here somewhere.
Yeah, well, that'll just add that 1 point. It goes back to Mark Aston. And that is a 1 point. Oh, it's off the post. It's anybody's ball. It's Tate. There goes the Hooter. And that's a great result for the Eagles as they down Leeds' colours for the first time at Headingley. And all the Eagles supporters will be going on very, very happy. And you have to say it's a good performance by the Eagles.
Good performance by the Eagles. Leeds will look now and say, well, we've got to pick ourselves up from this defeat. They can't obviously win every game after that great game against Wigan, but they'll be very disappointed this afternoon. The Eagles, well, they're going back to South Yorkshire very happy. Yeah,
and we'll set Eagles season up from now on in, gives them something to look forward to as we're going to almost getting towards the back end of the season and looking forward to the change over to summer rugby. So from myself, Mick McGowan, Stan Dawson and Mike and Video, join us next week for another 80 minutes of great rugby league football. Anthony Farrell setting Tate up. Oh, he's got past Tate, he's set him up wonderfully. He's going all the way. What a drive from an international player.